Hi, it's Red Recapped here. Today I'm going to talk about a movie called Let the Right One In, which came out in 2008. There will be some spoilers in what follows. So, without further ado, let's begin the film. The film begins with the main character, Oscar, a 12-year-old boy who lives in Stockholm, Sweden, with his mother. Oscar is frequently bullied at school, particularly by Connie and his two minions, Martin and Andreas. But he is always too timid to fight back. Instead, he is haunted by thoughts of vengeance every second, hoping that one day he will be able to take action. One evening, as he knifes a tree, fantasizing a revenge from Connie, he abruptly notices a strange girl in behind. The same age girl introduces herself as Eli, who has just moved into their next apartment along with her father. They are apparently a normal father-daughter pair, but the truth is otherwise. The scene then shifts to a man taking a machete, a funnel, a tank, and some other versatile weapons. He stands in the middle of the woods, waiting for passers-by. Once he finds one, he kills the unfortunate man in an instant. He then hangs the man upside down, spilling his blood into the jug. But during the procedure, he notices a puppy. Knowing if there is a puppy, there will be a puppy's owner soon. He gets nervous and flees the scene, leaving the jug behind. Strangely enough, it's revealed that Eli is a vampire, and the killer, Håkan, is a Reinfeldt, whose job it is to provide her with fresh blood by killing innocent people. Eli chastises him as he is messed up, bringing Eli no blood. Håkan has nothing to say, but to give her an apology out of embarrassment. Since several people have been killed in the past few days, the police have given the students a serious warning in the school. The students are also informed that they can talk to the school counselor if they are scared. Back home, we are shown that Oscar has a major knowledge of and fascination with ruthless crimes. That's why he keeps a vast archive of newspaper incident pages about massacres and violent murders. Having no friend in his life, Oscar goes into the courtyard and starts solving the Rubik's Cube. Shortly after, he is approached by Eli, who is just as alone as he is. Oscar wonders why Eli has no coat on despite the dead winter in Stockholm, to which she simply replies that she doesn't feel cold. Oscar tries to teach her how to solve the Rubik's Cube and offers to let her have it, and she finally takes it. Having no blood for days, Eli gets severely fainted. Despite this, she lets Oscar leave unharmed. Eli goes hunting after Oscar walks back home. She hides in the shadows beneath a bridge. When two neighbors, Jock and Lackey, split up and Jocko walks under the bridge, Eli yells, "Help me." Jocko picks up the little girl, believing she has fallen. Eli suddenly grabs him and bites his neck. The incident is witnessed through an apartment window by Justa, who is the friend of two men. Justa staggers into the local hangout cafe and get help. However, once they locate the incident site, they are shocked to find that Jocko's body has disappeared. Because Håkan has already covered up the murder by tossing Jocko's body into a pond. After checking around, they manage to find drops of blood in the snow, assumed belonging to Jocko. The following morning, Oscar learns that Eli has done the Rubik's Cube and left it in the courtyard. Oscar happily takes it as a sign of friendship and also wonders how she solved the Rubik's Cube so quickly. When they meet later that day, Eli is visibly more friendly, explaining how she solved the puzzle to Oscar. She also smells better, unlike their previous visit. As they're chatting, Oscar surprisingly finds that Eli cannot remember her birth date. Since Eli doesn't know her birth date, she hasn't celebrated her birthdays and has gotten no presents for life. Hearing this, Oscar generously offers her the Rubik's Cube as a birthday gift. The following day at school, Oscar eagerly stays after class to copy Morse code symbols from the encyclopedia. On his way home, he is confronted by the bullies, Connie and his two minions. Connie orders Oscar to reveal what he copied from the encyclopedia, but Oscar refuses. Connie simply signals his friends. Martin grabs Oscar, and Andreas begins to frequently whip his legs with a stick in hatred. Much to their violence, Martin slaps the stick against Oscar's cheek, gashing it. They leave Oscar alone, but he can hear their loud voices from afar, calling him Little Piggy. Despite severely being bullied, Oscar isn't frustrated this time, planning to meet Eli tonight. He also simply tells his mother that he fell during the school break. In the courtyard, Oscar starts teaching her Morse codes. He also briefs Eli about the bullying he has gone through at school. Eli lectures him to fight them back even harder, or else, it's never going to get over. Even more, she's also adamant about backing him up if he can't handle it alone. Later, the duo heads for a diner where Oscar gets her some food which could put Eli's stomach in trouble. Despite this, she takes it to not hurt Oscar's feelings. Oscar is puzzled when she vomits straight away. Oscar hugs her, and the duo develop a feeling for each other. Eli asks him if he would still like her if she weren't a girl. "I guess so," Oscar says, not really understanding Eli's question. Back in their homes, they share Morse codes even at their apartment through tapping the common wall. The next day at school, Oscar signs up for the school's fitness program to fight bullies back on Eli's advice. Hakan becomes envious of Oscar and Eli's friendship as it grows stronger. He is also worried that a close friendship could reveal their real identity. Hakan makes another attempt to obtain blood for Eli. He preys on a student who is alone in the gym locker room. As he is about to cut his throat to get his blood, he is interrupted when the boy's friends arrive to pick him up. Knowing he is trapped and about to be discovered, Hakan pours acid on his face to obscure his identity. When Eli learns that Hakan has been admitted to a hospital, she shows up asking for him, pretending to be his daughter. The desk clerk tells her that Hakan is on the 7th floor, so she crawls up the outside of the building until she gets to his window. Hakan lets her in and offers her his own blood. Hakan falls to his death after Eli drinks his blood. Eli returns to the apartment building and knocks on Oscar's bedroom window, requesting entry. Oscar wonders how she reached there, to which she replies, "She flew," but Oscar takes it as a joke. Eli crawls into bed with him, and Oscar notices that she's naked and her body is as cold as ice cubes. When he asks if she wants to go steady with him, Eli responds, "I'm not a girl." But Oscar doesn't take the comment for real yet again. Eli caresses Oscar's arm and holds his hand before they go to sleep. The next morning, Eli returns to her own apartment, leaving a note for Oscar that reads, "To flee his life, to linger his death. Yours, Eli." One evening, on a school trip to a local pond for some ice skating, Connie, Martin, and Andreas threaten Oscar that they are going to push him into an ice hole. But unexpectedly for them, Oscar grabs an ice skate stick and hits Connie so hard in the head, making him moan in desperate while his ear is bleeding. Once the school staff is alerted about the brawl, they rush to Connie's help. Jocko's dead body is also found by police deep in the frozen river. After fighting them back, the bullies hold more respect for Oscar. Martin is trying to start a friendship with him. But Oscar doesn't take him serious much. Once they visit, Oscar briefs Eli about how he had fought Connie back, and gets praised by Eli. Later that evening, Oscar takes Eli to a basement room at the school. When Eli asks the reason, Oscar pulls out a knife and cuts his palm, offering to mix bloods to show his closeness and love. But Eli can't stand the hunger she's feeling, now that Hakan isn't supplying her with blood, as she watches Oscar's blood drip on the floor. She collapses to the ground and begins to drink Oscar's blood. She asks a shocked Oscar to leave, but to not hurt him. She herself rushes away and crawls up a tree, looking for victims to suck up their blood. Elsewhere, Lackey, who is Jocko's best friend, argues with his wife, Virginia, making her storm off. Lackey follows her outside to the subway. It gives a blood-starving Eli the courage to jump off the bridge, biting her off and sucking her fresh blood. But she is instantly kicked away by Lackey, who saves Virginia's life. With fear of getting busted, Eli flees in a rush. Lackey's saving comes with a cost, as Virginia is doomed to be a vampire. She has become sensitive to the sunlight and feels restless all the time. She secretly takes a car to where Jocko's got killed and tries to feed from the blood left on the ground, controlling her inner instincts to attack living people. She visits Justa's apartment looking for Lackey. Strangely enough, she is viciously attacked by Justa's cats, who feel something unusual in her body or smell. Later, in the hospital, Virginia shares Lackey that apparently she's been infected by the stranger girl who attacked her before. She opted to end her life. She requests that the doctor open the sunlight to her room. She is immediately consumed by flames. Oscar may be a wimp, but he is no dummy. He discovers Eli is a vampire and confronts her. Knocking on her apartment door, he is let in to discover that there is no furniture and that Eli smells bad once more. When Eli arrives at his apartment and demands to be invited in, he pauses and asks her what would happen if he did not invite her in. Out of desperation, Eli starts to bleed in multiple spots on her body. Oscar gives in and brings her inside. He also hugs scared Eli, who wants him to know it's never been her choice to be a vampire. Oscar appears to understand, as he lets Eli take a shower and be clothed in one of his mother's dresses. Oscar peeks through the door as Eli dresses. Oddly enough, he finds a horizontal scar across Eli's private part and no evidence of a vaginal slit. When Oscar's mom returns home, Eli immediately sprints across the window from Oscar's apartment to hers. Fed up with Oscar's recent behavior, his mother scolds him angrily, but Oscar doesn't think much of it. The following morning, Oscar finds a note from Eli asking him if he wants to meet her later in the evening. On the other hand, Lackey, who has lost his wife to Eli, has somehow tracked Eli down to her apartment. He breaks in and finds her asleep in the bathtub. As he's unable to see in the dark, he rips open the cardboard covering the windows. Oscar, who was in the apartment waiting for Eli to wake up, is informed about Lackey's plan to kill Eli. Carrying his hunting knife, he distracts Lackey, giving Eli enough time to jump on Lackey and drink his blood. Eli thanks Oscar for the blood feeding but informs him that she must leave there forever. Oscar stays up all night that night, looking out through the window to see Eli moving. Martin calls Oscar the next day to see if he plans to attend swimming practice later that evening. Martin also commends Oscar, saying that Oscar was correct to stand up to Connie. Later that evening, while Oscar is swimming, a fire is started in the pool trash can by bullies, forcing the pool staff to leave the pool area unattended. Connie, Andreas, and Connie's big brother, Jimmy, enter the pool area while Martin distracts Oscar. Jimmy instructs everyone else to leave the pool. When they are alone with Oscar, Jimmy gives Oscar an ultimatum: either stay underwater for 3 minutes or have one of his eyes cut out. Oscar's out of Connie's ear. Jimmy then grabs Oscar by the hair and holds him down. A minute passes. Martin gets worried by Jimmy's action. Even Connie himself asks his brother to stop or else Oscar will be killed. Suddenly, legs are seen skidding across the water, followed by Jimmy's severed head and then Jimmy's severed hand. A near-drowning Oscar is pulled out of the water by Eli, who has just killed 3 of Oscar's tormentors, leaving the 4th, Andreas, crying at the edge of the pool. Eli keeps her word, backing Oscar up violently enough. They have to split, as Eli said before. Oscar is on the train. It is snowing outside. There was a big basket in front of him. A knocking sound comes from the basket. Oscar raps in Morse code, PUSS, which means kiss in Swedish. That's all from the video. Thanks for watching.